So I made it to the top summit. I can either camp here, and I believe the next camp spot is 15 miles. And what are we like? 6 o'clock? It's like roughly what, another 15, 16 miles. 2 more hours, it could be 8 o'clock. It's a little buggy here. I think I'm going to try to push it. At the top, I think. We're at the campground, and I'm the only one here. Interesting. It's like 9:30 p.m. I generally don't eat this late, but if I don't eat, I'll probably cramp up in the middle of the night. So I got a bear box. There are bears in this area. I'm eating sweet pork and rice. So it looks like I got down to 36 last night. It's 40 right now. It's 6 a.m. So I guess I'll get up and get packed up and get out of here. So I generally use one of these for my trash bag. I'll throw all the trash in there as I go, and then when I get to town, I'll empty it and stuff. Making coffee. This is probably instant coffee. I'll just pour that in when the water's done. Still slowly packing up. I gotta take everything out of here from the bear box. Get that all put on. This is some of the stuff that I always take with me. I'll always take wipes with a shovel in case you have to go to the bathroom. I bring a rag with some chain oil. I'll work on that in a few minutes. There's an extra patch kit. I use some of these gels here and there. I've got a toothbrush, a long spoon, first aid kit, peppermint oil for the inflammation. It also helps keep away the bugs and stuff. This time I actually had to bring bug spray. I'm not too fond of, but I have to bring it. It's pretty buggy sometimes. Some sunscreen just for my face. Some freeze-dried mills. I'll bring in some. These are I pretty eat the same stuff most of the time. Some Pro bars. I always bring in Red Bull just because I enjoy drinking it. This is like my spice bag that I made, so I'll go through this probably later. Got a whole bunch of stuff, and the idea was this just gets shoved in the back end of the bag. This bag's a little small. I might have to modify this one to get this to fit. I just haven't done it yet. I bring in 2 36-ounce water bottles. These are one of my favorites. When they heat up, they don't taste like plastic, and they're pretty basic. You could either use these or the Smart Bottle waters, but I just enjoy using these. Yes, the tops get dirty when you're riding the dirt, so you'll have to wash those off before you start drinking out of them. I bring bear spray because there's a lot of bears up here in the area, and you just don't want to deal with it. Again, I also stop by the grocery store for a head out and grab a drink. Got another Red Bull. An extra light. There's a light on the bike. I also have a headlamp. For shooting, I use this older G9X Mark III. Doesn't do 4K, but it takes amazing pictures, videos, not so great. And then from there, we're back over. Just use a small, simple titanium stove. I bring in a lighter, and I also bring striker just in case. And then for this is just a simple, cheap titanium stove pot, I should say. It's $450. And I just took a simple cozy and cut it, so that's how you keep everything insulated. Right now I'm drinking coffee, so it just helps in the morning because it's so cold. Little case for the phone. This time I also brought solar. I should probably go over that at some point. And then with the tent, it's a 6 Moons cape. Pretty simple. It's actually a poncho / tarp. It's one of the smallest tents I've got. If the weather's good, it doesn't do condensation. If there's moisture in the air, there's definitely condensation. It's got a little hood and everything. It's actually not too bad. I had to seam seal the whole thing. When you get it, it's about the only thing. And then in that, there's also a secondary tent. I shouldn't say tent, I should say bug screen. That just snaps right in. Pretty simple stuff. It is extremely small, so if you're claustrophobic, it's pretty much just basically like, I'm going to say a bivvy, slightly larger than the bivvy. You can sit your head up and stuff, but if you're moving around, your back's just going to hit that wall, and if it's high condensation, you're going to get wet. And then underneath that, I just made I took a reflective tarp, emergency tarp, and I cut that down. It just helps with the bottom of stuff not coming through this sil nylon bottom, and it helps reflect some of the heat back. But pretty basic stuff. I've got like a pole that you have to buy separately, and this pole is a 5-piece. Most poles are 3, it's 5, so it's smaller, more compact, and it fits on the bike easier. In the bag that's underneath in the frame set, that's where the whole tent goes, that's where the first aid kit goes. And if a few other things. Anyways, when I get back at it, gotta still keep packing. So for breakfast, I'm going to do the strawberry granola. Generally, I just make my own. I just haven't had time. I'm running behind on stuff. Do another water break. I know I'm going to get somebody who's going to say, But is that water safe to drink? Well, it's high altitude. It's not coming strictly out of a lake. I generally don't pull water straight out of a lake unless I have to. I always do streams. I carry probably a little too much water most of the time, but it's about 118 to 120 ounces in water. So I always try to carry quite a bit just for the long hauls. As you get in the summer, the stretches between streams is a lot longer. So anyways, pack up and gotta keep going. Why do you like me so much? Nope. Nope. Hey, come on. Go away. Shoo. So I was a little overly aggressive this morning on the seat bag, and I broke the clip. It's totally my fault. Luckily, I brought an extra strap. I always do, just in case something goes wrong, and here's a good example. So, another disappointment from Google. It's telling me supposedly there's a road that goes up through here, but you can tell that no one has ridden on this. It's supposed to somehow go up over through those mountains. If I had more time, maybe I would chance it, but I'm not going to do this. You could tell, like, I'm probably going to get like 20 flats going up through there. So I'll have to stick to the road, or I got to go back up. Oh man, I gotta go back up the dirt roads the other way. Have to backtrack. Verda, 25 miles. You can do it! Alright, so change of plan. The route I wanted to take up through doesn't look like it really exists. I really wish Google would stop doing this stuff. Like, stop using Google. It just doesn't work. Anyways, we're gonna take this road. Will turn into dirt up here, and we'll ride the back into Verdi. Oh, the sniffles. So much pine pollen. So I have two ways to charge on the bicycle. One is a dyno hub, and it comes up here to a sine wave cycles, and it's a USB. And so the last time out, I thought I could use this to charge the phone, charge all the batteries and everything. And on that trip, I just ran out of power at the very end. And one of the other issues I had is I had a cord go bad on me, which I didn't know. So I lost basically half a day of charge there. And I just got behind, and it was one of those things where it just didn't seem like I could get back up. The other thing I forgot for some reason is I didn't double check all my lists, and I forgot a wall charger. So when I got into town, the first town, nobody had a wall charger. I ended up going to a second town, and that wall charger I got, unfortunately, didn't work with iPhone. A lot of those cheap chargers don't work. So that was one of the issues. So I ended up getting this 5-watt solar panel to try out. It fits up on the bag, and this way I can charge as I pedal. I can charge one battery, and the other battery I can charge off solar. And how this thing works, there's a little button in here. I don't know if you could see it. It's red, green, and blue. And if it's blue, it should be charging fairly well under 5 volts. So far, this has been working out pretty amazingly between the two. I can keep up with all the GoPro batteries and the camera batteries and the phone. So I wasn't sure if this solar panel would work. but it only works when the sun is perfect and there's no clouds. It'll charge really well. As soon as it's slightly overcast, it goes down to red and it basically trickle charges. Taking a break. It's like lunchtime, like 1:30. I picked up the sandwich at the cafe down in Wilton. An egg, cheese, ham, croissant. It's a little smashed, but it's going to taste amazing. And as always, I'll probably be drinking a RC Cola, and then I'll probably end up finishing this bottle of water because this. Anyways, there's lunch. Yeah, 1:30, and where are we at? We're still above 6,000 feet, so that's why I'm tired all the time, huffing and puffing, and thirsty nonstop. So I'm using a Campoli Chorus group set. It's 12 speed, cable actuated. This front one is a compact crank. It's a 4832 in the front, and in the rear it is a 1234. So far it's worked pretty well for using it for bike packing. This is really a road group set. This will probably get me up backpacking road. Let me think. Probably about 95% of the stuff I can get up. That last 5% is just a little too steep. If they made a bigger cassette in the rear, I'd probably go up to like a 36 or 38, just a few more tooth. But unfortunately, this is the biggest that Campy makes. But so far, you can use Campy for bike packing. I think the only thing you probably want to do is maybe get some spare parts. Like you can see where I crashed on this. I tipped over, but nothing's happened to it. But I'd probably definitely get some extra spare parts for the rear in case it pops. Other than that, it's been working pretty good.